Welcome to Daily Wisdom, Walking the Path with the Buddha, a podcast shared by David Roylance. This podcast is dedicated to guiding you to completely eliminate the discontent mind and the suffering it causes by attaining enlightenment. Learn and practice the teachings of Gautama Buddha that will guide you to fully attain a peaceful, calm, serene, and content mind with joy. To support this podcast, visit patreon.com/support Buddha or visit buddhadailywisdom.com, where you will discover a full range of courses, retreats, and online learning resources to assist you on the path to enlightenment. Now, here's our teacher to share more.
Sawadee Kap. Hello and welcome to Daily Wisdom, Walking the Path with the Buddha. Today is our group learning program where we study the teachings of the Buddha on Sundays, and then on Wednesdays we come together to meditate, to encourage, support, and motivate each other in our meditation practice. And after our meditation, I'll open up to any and all questions that you guys might have related to any aspect of the path to enlightenment and applying those teachings of the Buddha into your life. So you're welcome to ask any questions and all questions as we finish up our meditation. You can ask those questions by putting them into Facebook, YouTube, or Zoom. I'll see those in the comment section. Or if you're in Zoom, there's a way to electronically raise your hand and ask any questions or follow-up questions directly. So I'd like to welcome all of you, whether you're joining for the first time or you've been joining regularly. Today is our Breathing Mindfulness Meditation class because we rotate between Breathing Mindfulness Meditation and Loving Kindness Meditation. At the beginning of this program, I taught a 4-part series on Breathing Mindfulness Meditation to build you up in understanding how to practice this meditation. And I did the same thing with Loving Kindness Meditation. I taught a 4-part series. But now, towards the end of the group learning program, I'm just rotating back and forth each Wednesday to give you guys a chance to practice this meditation together and then come to class with any and all questions that you might have about the path to enlightenment, whether it's about meditation or any other topic that you would like to explore. You can ask any and all questions. So welcome again to all of you guys. If you'd like to take a position to meditate, I'd like to invite you and welcome you to join for meditation. If you're on the floor, that might mean that your legs are crossed and you have a cushion under your rear. If you're in a chair, it might mean that you're just sitting comfortably with your feet either flat on the floor or crossed at the ankles. It's really up to you. There's no one fixed position for the body that it needs to be in. You're interested in it being comfortable, not luxurious and not painful, but in the middle, nice and comfortable. And the lower body should be relaxed, as well as the hands and the arms. The Buddha put his right hand over his left with his thumbs together, and then he put this into his lap. And if that's comfortable for you, you can use it. But there's other options as well, like putting your palms on the thighs, putting them on your knees, or even some people like to put their palms up, so that your lower body and the hands and arms should be completely relaxed for the meditation. No muscles should be engaged at all. The upper body should be erect. This keeps the mind attentive and alert during the meditation. You're not interested in the upper body being slouched, and you're not interested in it being real uptight and real rigid, because the mind will have a tendency to be overactive if you have a real rigid upper body. So you'd like the upper body to be in the middle where it's erect to keep the mind attentive and alert during the meditation. I'm going to start with some chanting, and then after the chants, I'll guide you in meditation with my voice. Then there'll be a period of quiet, and then I'll come back in with the chants at the end. If you'd like to join along in the chants, you're welcome to. Again, I've taught these as part of the group learning program. But if not, you might just decide to close your eyes and start breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And that's where I'll pick it up after chanting. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Bhutang Bhagavanhang Abhivateyami Savakato Bhagavata Tammo Dhammang Namasami สุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามินับโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนับโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนับโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะอิติปิโสภะคะวะอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธวิชาจารณังสัมมุโนสกขาโตโรกาวิโตอนุเตโรปุริสาดัมมาสติสัตตาตาวามนุสนังพุทโธภะคะวะติ Okay, you should just be breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Here you're just establishing a nice, natural, steady, consistent breath. Not forced or controlled, just a nice, gradual inhale, experiencing the full breath. And when you're ready, exhale out through the nose, experiencing the full breath. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Your breath is most likely not going to match up with the guidance that I'm providing, and that's okay. I'm just here for guidance. This is your practice. I'm just here to remind you to breathe in through the nose, establishing a nice, steady, consistent breath. And just to remind you, whenever you get to the exhale, exhale out through the nose, breathing at your own pace. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Once the breath is well established, start fixating the mind on the breath, either the sound of the breath coming into the nose or the sensation of air moving over the skin into the nose. The breath is the present moment. Fixate the mind on the breath, the present moment. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. With the mind fixated on the breath, whenever you notice that the mind is moved off the breath, cut that off, let it go, and come back to the breath, the present moment. No need to observe the thought, label it, analyze it, or even try to figure out where it's coming from. Just wherever you notice that the mind is moved off the breath, cut that off, let it go, and come back to the breath, the present moment. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. I'm going to be quiet now and let you do this work of focusing on the breath, cutting off and letting go anytime the mind moves off the breath. You have nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. No one needs you right now. This is your time to focus on the breath. Breathing in and out. งมหากวันหังอภิวาเตมิสวากขาโตมหากวตาธัมโมดามังนามาสามิสุปฏิปันโนมหะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามินะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะอิติปิโสมหะคะวะอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธวิชาจารนังสัมมุโนสัคขะโตโรกาวิโตอนุเตโรปุริสังธัมมาสติสัตตาตาวามนุสนังพุทโธภควาติ Okay, if you guys would like to slowly make your way out of meditation, I'm going to be opening up to questions here shortly. But what I would like to do is just remind you guys a bit about the meditation and what we're doing and why we're doing this. This is a great refresher and a nice little reminder for you, is that what you're doing in meditation, at least this breathing mindfulness meditation, is you're training the mind to arise mindfulness and concentration as well as letting go. Because what you need in order to progress on this path to enlightenment, among other things, is you need the qualities of mindfulness or awareness of the mind. What you're doing on the path to enlightenment is you're eliminating certain unwholesome qualities and you're arising and supporting and encouraging certain wholesome qualities that are in the mind. And the Buddha is sharing with you the unwholesome qualities and wholesome qualities that you need to either eliminate or cultivate. So in order to be able to do that, you need to have mindfulness or awareness of mind. So you're developing that in meditation, and then you're practicing it in daily life. And also by focusing on the breath, you're developing the concentration that you need in order to apply all the teachings into your practice. Because if you're going to practice something like right speech, for example, and you're on a conversation, you're going to need to have full concentration in order to apply these teachings of right speech. You're going to need to have that awareness of mind, the mindfulness, and that concentration or focus and clarity of mind. And then what you're doing when the mind moves off the breath is you're not trying to eliminate thoughts. It's impossible for you to eliminate thoughts as long as you're alive. You're going to have thoughts. You can get to a point in meditation where you've stilled the mind and quieted it. This is as the mind gets closer and closer to enlightenment. You'll get these long gaps of peacefulness and quietness. But as you're making your way to that, you're going to have thoughts. And as you have thoughts, you would like to cut those off and let them go and bring the mind back. And here, this is very valuable, very important to you, because as you're in daily life and you're noticing that the mind's holding on to something, if it's having an obsessive thought, if it's having craving, desire, attachment, longing, and yearning, you're starting to feel maybe frustration or irritation or anger arising, or any of these other discontent feelings. By you training your mind in breathing mindfulness meditation to easily let go, you can then cut off that thought, whatever it is in daily life that is arising, the frustration or irritation or annoyance. If you do this enough, both in breathing mindfulness meditation and in daily life, along with all the other teachings, you'll get to a point where the mind no longer experiences discontent feelings. You'll see over a period of gradual training, gradual practice, and gradual progress that the discontent feelings are gradually diminishing to the point where eventually it'll be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and you won't experience any more discontent feelings whatsoever. And this comes with training. So you'll need to train the mind in meditation about 2 or 3 times per day, building up to 30 minutes or more per session. And it can take you quite a while to build up to that. I know people that have taken at least 6 months, if not a year or two, to build up to 2 or 3 sessions per day for 30 minutes or more. So you're not in a race with anybody. It's not a competition. This is your journey to enlightenment. It's an independent journey with your teacher providing guidance as you choose to seek guidance. So you're not in a race. So these are the qualities that you're building, is the awareness of mind, the concentration, and the ability to easily let go whenever there's a thought. Because by the time you get to enlightenment, you'll still have thoughts in the mind. There'll be an occasional thought, but there'll be this quietness in the mind. But what you'll be doing there is you'll notice the thought right away, and you'll be able to cut it off and let it go and bring the mind back. Where in the unenlightened state, if you have a thought, you might follow that thought. You might indulge in that thought. You might sit with that thought, and then you realize, oh yeah, that's right, I'm meditating. Let me cut that off and let it go. So you would like to shorten that amount of time that your mind is indulging in that thought to the point where you notice it as soon as the mind moves off the breath, and you're able to cut it off and let it go and bring the mind back. And even still with that, you're going to have occasional thoughts. There might be 5 minutes or so between thoughts, but you'll still have occasional thoughts even when the mind is well trained and enlightened. So this is what you're doing in breathing mindfulness meditation. You're arising the mindfulness, awareness of mind, you're arising the concentration, and you're training the mind to easily let go. And in meditation, you're cutting off all thoughts. But in daily life, you're just cutting off the unwholesome thoughts. If you have a wholesome thought in daily life, you would like to support it, encourage it, and not allow it to fade. Continue to encourage that thought because you're trying to permeate the wholesome qualities in the mind. So I'll open up to any questions you guys have on meditation or on any other aspect of the path to enlightenment that you guys would like to discuss. You can put that into Facebook, YouTube, or Zoom, and I'll see that. Or in Zoom, you can raise your hand electronically. All right, I'm not seeing any questions anywhere from any of our students. So what I'll do then is just encourage you guys to continue to practice your meditation and continue to investigate all the teachings and gaining more and more understanding of those teachings through your reflection and then bringing them into your practice. This is how you transform the mind, is by learning, reflecting to independently verify the teachings and then practicing them. On Sunday, we're going to have our discussion on chapter 17, which is titled Eliminating Fears. Are you really scared? This is where I'm going to help you to understand how to eliminate the fears that your mind is experiencing. And then on Wednesday next week, we're going to be doing loving kindness meditation together, which is a whole different type of meditation designed to achieve other goals, not the same goals of breathing mindfulness meditation, but different goals. So we'll be doing that meditation next week. And I'll also remind you about that meditation next week and what we're looking to accomplish in that meditation. So not only will you understand how to do the meditation, but you'll understand the why. And then, of course, each Saturday, we're doing the Pali Canon and English study group, where students are learning in volumes 2 through 13, which is all those other books as part of the book series. We're in volume 4, chapters 11 through 20. So if you'd like to read those before and or after class, you're welcome to. And remember, there's classes, courses, and retreats here in Thailand at the temple where I teach. There's a international retreat we're doing in August. And pretty much every month I'm doing some type of course related to the teachings of the Buddha over a 5-day period. So you're always welcome to join here at the temple as well. So thank you all for dedicating time and effort to learning and practicing the teachings of the Buddha. We'll see you guys in one of these future classes. Have a very lovely and wonderful rest of your day. Sawadee krap.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. To provide support for this podcast, visit patreon.com/supportbuddha. To access more teachings, visit buddhadailywisdom.com. There, you will discover a full range of courses, retreats, and online resources to assist you on the path to enlightenment. Remember to establish a daily, consistent meditation practice, along with learning and practicing these teachings. A well-developed meditation practice is the foundation in which to train the mind to attain enlightenment.